A compelling detective story, a cloak and dagger action, and a romantic drama, all these stories were taken from real life. The history of Kazakhstan is inseparable from the world history. Reflections on history, our version.
A turning point in history. The first stroke on blank paper is like the first step a baby takes or his first attempt to ride a horse. Any turning point was marked in a special way. The beginning was not easy thousands of years ago, and is still not. It is not just teaching riding skills, but blessing given to an heir and future warrior. When he grows up, his grandfather's curved saber is given to him. Like a steppe eagle, he can see prey in the open fields, a sense of danger from far away. Few people could approach Kipchak camp being unnoticed. Kerei and Zhanibek started their life with a clean sheet, which became the title page of history. We continue discovering new written sources. According to Tarikh-i Rashid's book by Muhammad Kadir, Kazakh was a name given by neighbors. We should use primary sources and check out the original versions of Tarikh-i Rashidi in the Persian language. Chapter 1: Between Truth and Legend. This is the St. Petersburg Institute of Oriental Studies. I'm stumbling and feeling nervous all the time because it isn't easy to hold old manuscripts. His schedule was too busy in St. Petersburg. Shokhan Valikhanov rubbed his temples being engrossed in translation. He did not notice how quickly the time had passed. Not guessing that only a few pages remained until the great discovery, he put aside the medieval Persian manuscript. When Abul-Qair Khan subjugated Desht-i Kipchak completely, some sultans from the dynasty of Juchi sensed an impending disaster brought by him and decided to prevent it. All these stones that are sold here from Kazakhstan. You can arrive at the Himalayas and see the flag of our country here. The peaks of the Himalayas glitter. Turkic aristocrat, military leader and author of the famous Tarikh-i, written in 1541 to 1546, found his final resting place in the center of Kashmir. Who was the first to describe founding of the Kazakh Khanate? It was Muhammad Kadir Dulati. This is Almaty School number 159. Pupils bombarded questions, answer them quickly. These questions are about the life and origin of the chronic and valuable information relating to the Kazakh history described in Rashidi's story. Abul-Qair Khan caused a lot of worries to sultans. Zhanibek and Kerei escaped from him to Mongolistan. Isan Buga Khan welcomed them and gave them the Chu and Kozi-Bashi regions, which were the western parts of Mongolistan.
Почему Керей и Zhanibek ушли от него?
Why did Kerei and Zhanibek leave him? They were not alone, since a great number of the Kazakhs who preferred Kerei and Zhanibek to Abul-Qair joined them.
Посчитали, что, им будет лучше с Кереем и Zhanibekом, нежели с Абул-Qair Khaном.
According to legends, the Khans migrated after Koblandi Batir killed the war leader Akshol B. Abul-Qair Khan did not turn over the murderer, and that night a lot of villagers started the migration to Mongolistan. Although this historical topic is clear to pupils, historians cannot find the answers relating to it easily and encounter even more questions.
никак не сказано о том, что...
There is no information why the ruler of Mongolistan provided them with those areas. In history, there are no precedents for the state ruler giving or providing areas of his land voluntarily.
Когда правитель какого-либо государства или какое-либо государство добровольно предоставляло кому-то свою территорию или же отдавало его.
Most probably, Mongolistan, surrounded by the ring of strong Khanates, needed military support provided by related tribes. According to the chronic Al-Asra, they prepared to welcome the arrival of royalties and paid deep respect to them. They were treated like noblemen, but not like exiles. However, Tarikh-i Rashidi described these events in short. The author could not even answer the most important question with complete accuracy.
Согласно Мирзе Хайдара Дуглата, датой
According to
основания
Mirza
Казахского
Kaidar,
ханства
the Kazakh Khanate was founded in 1465 to 1466. Nevertheless, Mirza Kaidar finished his story saying, "Allah knows better than me."
Мирза Хайдар Дуглат таким выражением, как «А Аллах об этом лучше знает».
Chapter 2, A Story of the Dynasty. Every stroke of a brush wakes up an age-old pine tree. It seems you can feel the coolness emitted by the painted lake as pictures depicting the present come to life. It seems that it becomes possible to sense the past. Probably the summer seat of the founder Khans was somewhere in the Akmola region. I know that a burial mound has been discovered. Presumably, it could be Zhanibek's one. You are absolutely right. 17 kilometers away from Kurgajano station, on a hill by Shalkar Lake, which is called Zhanibek and Shalkar by local residents, a mazar was found. According to geography, it is clear that the burial mound belonged to a nobleman. However, not all of the versions testify to this fact. Northern Kazakhstan and southern Siberia used to belong to the Khanate of Siberia, while southern Kazakhstan was in the Ak-Orda state, the rulers of which were Arda Ichen's descendants, Zhanibek and Kerei. Eastern Kazakhstan and the Almaty region were parts of Mongolistan, the center of which was in Kashgar. Only archaeological research can show whether it was true or not. For the first Khan's pedigree, even written sources cannot shed light on it. According to some of them, Zhanibek and Kerei were descendants of Juchi's eldest son, Arda Ijen. According to Abu al-Ghazi, the Khans were descendants of another Juchi's heir. Another author, Mahmud ibn Vali, gives the same opinion, saying that the Khans were descendants of Tuka Timur. In 1428, Abul Khair became the Khan of the eastern Kipchak steppe. Every day he thought about his relatives Chenghisids, who looked at the former golden horde throne as if they were waiting an ambush. Zhanibek and Kerei, who were the descendants of Juchi's 13th son, Tukai Timur, were considered the most dangerous snow leopards. However, both Khans historians agree that the founders of the Kazakh Khanate were descendants of Urus Khan. Zhanibek was Barak Khan's son. Barak was son of Kurichak, who was a son of Urus Khan. It means that in fact they were from the ruling dynasty of Chengiz Khan. Zhanibek and Kerei were second cousins, and this fact has been proven. At the same time, only Zhanibek is said to be Kazakh. In general, little is known about the life of the Kazakh Khanate's founders prior to their departure, except for the information about their family tree. Chapter 3, Under the Same Flag. What happened in this year? The Kazakh Khanate was founded. They know the historical facts explained by Ilyas Yesen-Berlin by heart. We are in school again. The book about the new state formation is a gripping bestseller full of love and battles. We we will not approach the borders of Mongolistan and Turkestan as different villages, but do it as the country of the Kazakhs. We will let the descendants of Zhagatai and Shaibani see and realize that we are to be reckoned with, and we have not left our land for good. Our creed must be simple, that any Kazakh could understand it. According to the writer, the state formation started with a mass departure. Many people support this hypothesis. For instance, according to Tinispayev's work, they departed in 1456. Both Magowin and Salgarin mentioned the same year. Various years relating to the 1450s are mentioned. Some sources indicate that it was before 1470. According to another version, it happened in the early 16th century. Soviet historians thought that the state was founded after Shaibanids left to Central Asia. Some thought that the Khanate became an independent country after Abul-Khair died while pursuing who had separated from his country. Thus, it did not occur before the 1470s. We have found a great amount of sources. Anyway, a researcher always says that there isn't enough of them. Of course, there isn't enough. The manuscript that Valikhanov put aside became a turning point in the life of his colleagues and close acquaintances. Thanks to it, Vladimir Veliminov-Zernov became the first to indicate where the Khanate had been founded. Today, we only know one documented date. It is from Tarikh-i Rashidi in 1456. New translation from the Persians may result in some changes in history, but the date was not affected. The rise and fall of Abul-Khair Khanate attracts particular interest of researchers. As the research has not been completed yet, it is very important to study the period before the Kazakh people appeared. And the Kazakhs had been known as the Kazakh Uzbeks or the Uzbek-Kazakhs. There was a Khanate, and the one nation lived there. They became known as the Kazakhs during the period between leaving the White Horde and the formation of the Kazakh Khanate. Muhammad Qaidar was the first to mention the word Kazakh. After that, it was used in other chronicles too. When Abul-Khair Khan died and outbreaks of disorder occurred in the Kipchak regions, the majority of warriors joined the powerful princes, having moved to Mongolistan. They conducted raids and were given the name Kazakhs. At that time, Kerei Khan became the sovereign. Epilogue Timeless. Meat boiling in a pot is producing faint sounds. A great improvising poet and singer is tuning up the dombra. Perhaps he will be a warrior too. The sun adds warmth to the yurta. They left their native land to return there later and achieved this aim. Kerei and Zhanibek and their comrades in arms got back most of the land immediately after Abul-Khair's death. Approximately in the 1560s, a few years after the events described in this epic state of nomadic Uzbeks failed, Khan of the state of the nomadic Uzbeks, who was a son of Abul-Khair, was murdered. Muhammad Shaibani, a grandson of the person who made Zhanibek and Kerei leave to Mongolistan, had to escape. Of course, it is unlikely that Kerei and Zhanibek attached importance to the year when the Khanate was founded. The matter referring to the year of the Khanate foundation has led to disputes continuing for many years. What is essential is the very fact that the formation of the Kazakh Khanate became a stage in the formation of Kazakh statehood, or statehood in Kazakhstan to be exact. It is difficult to be the first because more is expected from them. They managed to direct history in their favor. Ilyas Yesen Berlin described Zhanibek as a handsome man with a black moustache, and Kerei was like a granite rock. Their faces were like cold, sharp daggers.